Smile, John.
Good evening. We're in Studio 9B tonight, and it's June 23rd, 2025, Monday, and it's my distinct honor and pleasure to be with the true World War II hero,
Oh boy.
frontline infantry, Battle of Bulge, took over Bastogne, 97% casualties. Mr. John J. Jeckovich, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
You're looking well. You're looking well. I like it when you're in their different clothes every day. You must have a closet as big as a master.
Amber's wearing my stuff now too.
Amber's wearing. Oh, so Amber came visit you today.
Yeah.
Amber's a beautiful young lady. Amber is Mr. Jeckovich's great-granddaughter. She's a full-time missionary and an average surfer. She has surfed literally all around the world.
Yeah.
All around the world. But when she's in the United States, she has a place right here on the ocean. She can roll out of bed. She can roll out of bed and be in the sand. But I'm beginning to understand, if you're an avid surfer, you're always chasing the wave. So you get bored with the Florida waves and you go to another country. And if you get bored with that wave, you go to another country. Amber stayed 3 or 4 months, most recently, in Malibu, California, and she was very lucky. 2 weeks before the heavy fire started, she moved on to another location. But when she's in Florida, she's with Mr. John J. Jeckovich 3 or 4 times a day. What a beautiful thing, isn't it? Wow. A Bible in one hand.
And Bible was all worn out.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. She travels with a Bible in one hand and a surfboard in the other. It's a beautiful situation.
Here's a nice message from one of our viewers here. His name is John Collins. And read what he wrote.
Okay, let me go. This one just came in. Okay. This was from John Collins. This came in a second ago. I am glad you're recording this show. Truly a national treasure. You're a national treasure.
Yeah.
Aside from those who are already in our military services, I wonder if I'll ever have the greatest I wonder if there'll ever be the greatest generation again. I don't know. That's going to be fucking tough to have a greatest generation again. That was a very, very unique group of people. There was 16,400,000 young men and women who participated in World War II. They're great patriotic people. And now we're down to less than 5,000 of these World War II vets, combat infantry, and we're losing them at a rate of the day. I don't know. I still believe there's more good people in this world than bad, so let's hope we have another great generation again. Okay, he continues. This is a nice email. My dad, born in 1919, was already in the AAC by 1937.
What's the AAC?
I don't know.
Air Corps, maybe?
AAC by 1937.
Oh boy.
Helping the Chinese against the Japanese flying the Hump in the CBI theater. I wish I had recorded his experience, even though he didn't really talk about it. That's a good point. Mr. Jeckovich was in World War II, shot up by a sniper in the shoulder, beat up, stabbed, bombed.
Lost a hip.
Lost a hip, trench foot, frostbite. He still suffers from frostbite.
He didn't talk about
To
it.
get to your point here, that your dad didn't talk about it, we didn't know Mr. Jeckovich was awarded all these medals and had all these injuries and was a frontline a fighter in World War II until 2 or 3 years ago. You're right, they don't talk. I think the rear echelon that never was on front line do the talking. I think the front line that was on the front line do the talking. Okay, let me continue with this nice letter here. To be 19 at that time, I could not To be 19 at that time, I could not imagine to have to face what this man went through. Yeah, he went through living hell. He went through living hell. He held Bastogne 4 days, no supplies. They had nothing coming in. Air support was down because of the weather. And at the end of it, they had 97% casualties. When Mr. John J. Jeckovich went into the war, he was drafted to spend more time with his mother. He was the sole caretaker of his mother. He was referred to affectionately as the diaper division. But when he left World War II by holding the town of Bastogne, if you didn't hold Bastogne, what would have happened?
Well, then we lost the war.
Yeah. They were now referred to, and they're still referred to this day, as the bloody bastards of Bastogne.
And the bulge busters.
Bulge busters. Get point to where I'm at here. I like to think these men set the benchmark for brave. They came after them. I surmise that if you asked him what he was fighting for, he would say his buddy next to him. Yeah, his buddy was Donald Lape next to him in a foxhole. And Mr. Jeckovich told beautiful Donald Lape to stay low, but what he did,
He kept popping up.
he'd pop it up. His head was blown off. Only thing left was a pair of glasses hanging from Donald Lape's ear, and Mr. Jeckovich still has the shrapnel of that dirty bomb in his leg to this day. Okay, continue from this nice letter. My dad always said we weren't heroes. Exactly what Mr. Jeckovich says. You don't say you're a hero.
Yeah.
You would never accept that, right?
No.
Yeah, his dad said the same thing. Boy, what a generation. We all did the same things. Mr. Jeckovich said those exact words dozens and dozens of times. We just wanted to do the job and get home.
Yeah.
Wait one second. They just wanted to do the job and they went home. And that's why it's part of the best generation in the world. Because all these boys went faithfully to the war. They had nothing in common with the people they're helping. They were complete strangers for them, but they stood up and helped them every which way they can. That's why these people, this generation, is the most selfless generation ever seen in the United States of America, ever seen in the Army's history of 250 years. And how could we ever recognize these people and give them the honor they deserve? I don't know. Here we go. My dad, this is about the letter from John Collins. My dad always said we weren't heroes. We all do the same thing. Heard that 100 times here. We just wanted to do the job and get home. Okay, I see it. They never saw themselves as heroes, just called to do the job and gladly answered. Yes, they did. They gladly answered. A lot of boys at 16 and 17 lied about their age because they wanted to help. I am thankful for men like these, my dad and others that changed the world to be better. Yes, but perfect, never. By the way, I grew up in Houston with a neighborhood near SS Kresge's. This fellow grew up about next to a neighborhood with SS Kresge's.
Yeah.
Who's writing this letter. And later became Kmart. So that's interesting to know. So SS Kresge's later became Kmart.
Yeah.
And then bought by Sears Holding Company. Wow. Well, thank you, John Collins. This was absolutely a beautiful thing. Stay in contact.
Yeah.
And God bless your father, man. God bless your father. So there's
Let me see that. Let me see that.
Show Mr. Jeckovich that, and I'll wait till he looks at it before I read again.
See, Mr. John Collins wrote all this. I'm glad you are recording this now. Truly a national treasure. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll send him a thank you note, John.
Yeah, please do. That guy's a gem. He's a true gem.
Yeah.
He's a true gem. Yeah.
I thought that one deserved to be read. There.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, just stand by, please. Stand by, please. I'll try to get my documents in order. Stand by, please. Yeah, that's a beautiful email from John Collins. And he's so right, actually, what he said, Mr. Jeckovich repeated dozens of times. Mr. Jeckovich and these guys were part of the most selfless and courageous operation in the history of mankind, no doubt. These guys, Mr. Jeckovich and others, left their homes to help out complete strangers with whom they had nothing in common. You had nothing in common.
No.
You were complete strangers to you. So how, and may we be worthy of their legacy? I don't know how, but may we be worthy of their legacy. We be worthy of their legacy.
So if anybody wants to ask him more questions or make comments like that, just leave a email or a text or leave it on YouTube and we'll read it.
One thing I know for sure is that interviewing Mr. Jeckovich for the last 300, it feels like 300 years. It's only
3 years.
Fucking half years. It seems like 300. I've after interviewing Mr. Jeckovich for the last 3+ years, is that one thing I've determined, that generation, the reasons why they're considered the greatest generation, because they have one thing that stands out the most. They have empathy. And empathy is the glue to civilization. They have great empathy. And empathy is the glue to humanity. So maybe why these future generations have been failing, because they don't have empathy. If you lack empathy, you have nothing.
And they're more stuck into their the screens and the computers and, and the phones nowadays. We didn't have any of that growing up.
They have empathy. Most people today are narcissistic. They're bragging about little tasks that they do, and on social media, and basically they're making fools out of themselves. You'll never see a man like this on Facebook bragging, but they have empathy. That's the key ingredient. Why? The common denominator. Why it's considered the greatest generation of all time. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that true, Mr. Jeckovich?
Yeah, right.
Today's a gift. Mr. Jeckovich said he blinked his eyes at 20 years old and now he's 100. Yeah, I believe that. I believe everything he's saying. So you blinked your eyes at 20, now all of a sudden you're 100, right?
Yeah.
Time really went by quickly, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. What happened?
Yeah, what the hell happened, Mr. Jeckovich? And we certainly do. We enjoy reading your book. We're on the second time around. And we're on the second time around, that's for sure. We read it once, and now we're second time around. We're on chapter 7. And this chapter is titled Overseas and Beyond. That's when you're ready to go to war. But we must address this every day because we got dozens of text messages, all in good faith, all honorable text messages. Where can I buy your book and how much?
It's not for sale.
There's only one original copy of Mr. Jeckovich's book, and that's the World War II Museum in New Orleans. His book is not for sale. It's not about money. Mr. Jeckovich is fine in that department. It's about teaching and giving examples, a roadmap to younger people how to live a simpler and more wholesome life. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of ideas. And and I read some of them the other day, and I'm always picking up on some others. And it's so interesting. It's a roadmap to younger people. And it's like, that generation's always so humble. For example, true wealth is totally quiet. They don't need validation. This generation does not need validation. They're not going on Facebook and bragging about their grandkid or their daughter or their husband or some other nonsense, or themselves. They understand attention brings problems. It's so true. Attention in most cases brings problems. They play the long game. They're in this for a long time. Their investments aren't like buy today, sell tomorrow. They're long-term investments. They know ego is expensive. Yeah. Ego is very expensive. They don't have egos. That saves them millions and millions of dollars because wars are very, very expensive. And why do wars begin? Wars begin because the diplomats failed to communicate with the other side, so the only alternative now is war. Wars are damn expensive, and it's all about ego.
And we're getting in another war now.
Yeah, and so Mr. Jeckovich and that generations know ego is very expensive. They protect their assets. Yeah, a lot of these younger people have to start understanding. You have to protect your assets. We're not going to go into examples now, but a brief one comes to mind. If you own property, for example, in Florida, put everything in a damn land trust. Be completely anonymous. Own nothing and control everything. Maybe we'll talk about that later, but you have to protect your assets. And they know envy is real. Once people think you have stuff, that's a problem. They know envy is real. And most of all, above all, they value freedom. And that's why they worked so hard in World War II. These guys gave you freedom that you're enjoying 80 years later to this day. Otherwise, if it wasn't for people like Mr. John J. Jeckovich, you wouldn't have a First Amendment right. You would most probably be speaking German. You would most probably be speaking German right now. And keep in mind, Mr. Jeckovich just didn't go in and work the rear echelon. He was frontline combat. Teenage boy. Let me give you an example of what medals he was awarded. You'll get an understanding how these guys fought and holding down Bastogne and the Battle of Bulge. He received a Bronze Star Medal. This is a teenage boy. Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart, Army Good Conduct Medal, American Campaign Medal, European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal with 3 Bronze Service Stars, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with Germany clasp, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge with carbine, pistol, and machine gun bars. What weapon did you favor?
M1.
M1. M1 Grand?
Yeah.
Marksman Badge with rifle bar and Honorable Service lapel button from World War II. Wow. This is amazing. This is what a teenage boy got. This is about this guy. And the book goes through so many things and so many examples of how to give people a better life, a better roadmap. And most of these things are easy examples to follow. Like, for example, Mr. Jeckovich speaks of many things to his grandchildren or great-grandchildren, and I'm going to pull out a few things, but you can text Mr. Jeckovich's any questions that you want. His text number is 407-366.
11 minutes.
Huh?
11 minutes.
407, text or call Mr. Jeckovich at 407-366-0000. You enjoy responding to your text.
Yeah.
You get lots of them. Mr. Jeckovich has received texts from all around the world.
Yeah.
All around the world. You could text him any question. It just doesn't have to be about military. It's going to be life in general. His mind is like a library. Ask him a question about marriage. How long have you been married?
69 years.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a sad situation today that there was over 90,000 divorces in Florida last year. And how come?
Money.
Yeah. It's a damn shame. It's so expensive for these young kids, these newlyweds, to make it. They're trying their best. Each are working a couple jobs. And that's still not enough money. It's an absolute shame. But that's the fact. So they'll have to figure out ways around it. About a week ago, we were thinking of different businesses they could start. so they can be entrepreneurs. I'm thinking that's probably the only way out, because you know, you can only work so many hours for someone at 30 or 40 bucks an hour and you still can't survive. It's just a fact. It's so expensive. So his book is like a roadmap to a simpler and a more manageable life, a simpler and more wholesome life. Keep in mind, when Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925, that was a Great Depression.
Yeah.
Did you think and know you were poor?
No.
No, you didn't think about it at all.
No, anything about it, no.
You just did it.
Yeah.
Then they called you into war and you went to war. You just did it. But some of the excerpts I took out of the book, and these are sent to the younger people, his grandkids and great-grandkids and others. And this is a little bit of ideas what the book is based on. I really like for them to know about hand-me-down clothes and homemade ice cream and leftover meatloaf sandwiches. I really would. I hope you learn humility by being humiliated, and you learn honesty by being cheated. I hope you learn to make your own bed and mow the lawn and wash the car. Here's a big one. Mothers, never do this. You'll destroy your kid's life if you do this. Very important. You're doing more harm than good. Listen up. And I really hope, very important, and I really hope no one gives you a brand new car at 16.
No.
Did you get a brand new car at 16?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, very another important part. If it'd be good if you at least one time see puppies being born and your old dog put to sleep. I hope you get a black eye fighting for something you believe in. It's so true. Mothers, you can't ruin these men. You can't ruin them. There's been wars for thousands of years, and the fact remains there'll be wars for thousands of more years. You can't make wimps out of your sons. You gotta be tough with them. Otherwise, they go to war. They won't make it a day. And besides, maybe they don't get drafted, or maybe they don't have to go to war. If you're not tough with your sons, when you're gone and pushing up daisies, there's a good chance that your son will be on street corner with a bucket begging for money. You gotta be tough with these sons, and they'll have a much better life. They really will. Don't treat them like whips. We see a lot of mothers. They're sissifying these kids.
Yeah.
Can't have that. Your heart is there, but don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see. When you want to see a movie and your little brother wants to tag along, I hope you let him. I hope you have to walk uphill to school with your friends and that you live in a town where you can do it safely. Tell us about, you went to 2 high schools simultaneously. Tell us about your walking experience each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York.
When I get up, I go to
High school?
high school. That was 4 miles.
All right, then where?
And in the afternoon, I go to trot. That was 6 miles.
And then where from Trot Vocational High School?
I went to Kresge's, and that was 10 miles.
I'll be damned. Did you complain?
No.
Did you ask your mother for a ride?
No.
Did you ask your father for a ride?
No.
What do you think? Just let's do a little hypothetical here. That's a lot of walking, but you just did it.
Yeah.
There was no complaining. Let's just say, let's do a hypothetical. What happens if you said to your mother, I'm not walking, I'm tired of this? What would she say?
She's yelling at me.
She'd say, get your ass out there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you're tough. That's why you made World War II. That's why you're 100 years old. Mr. Jeckovich still reads 3 newspapers every morning, including the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, without glasses, without eyeglasses. He could shake your hand, which he just demonstrated to his grandchild the other day, and knocked him down to the ground. His grip is so powerful. Never took a prescription. Never took a vitamin. Did you drink?
No.
During World War II, the Red Cross was passing out packs of cigarettes like candy bars. Did you smoke?
No.
What'd you do with all the cigarettes?
I gave it to my buddies.
Yeah. So here we go again. If the war didn't kill you, 20 or 30 years later, the Red Cross was passing out cigarettes like candy bars. Lung cancer got you.
Yeah.
Can I have a minute reading on this studio, please? I don't want to be shut down in the middle of speaking to Mr. John J. Jeckovich.
4 minutes, 4.5.
Yeah, so they were really, the cigarette companies were really embedded with the soldiers.
Yeah.
And then 20 years after the war, what did the cigarette companies do then?
They named all the camps, Lucky Strike, Pall Mall,
That was the camps
Army camps.
we released from the war. You had to have a point system, but they put you in a camp system when the war was over.
all over.
There was like Old Gold, Lucky Strike, Pall
Yeah.
Mall. That was the names on the tent. So they were really embedded with the Army.
Yeah.
So let's just fast forward 20 years. The tobacco companies, the evil tobacco companies, aren't able to do that anymore. What were they doing now?
Well, they leave it on the counter for the kids to get it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Mr. Jeckovich. The tobacco companies' new plan to kill mass number of Americans, they would leave a display in front of the 7-Eleven's cash registers, right in front where you would buy yourself a Slurpee or some damn thing. And they made it set up so easily that you could steal these packs as a 13 or 14 or 15-year-old boy. It's right in your face. And the logic behind that is the tobacco companies figured it out. They're really evil people. They're very cunning and clever in evil ways. Their logic was making it so easy for these young boys to steal cigarettes from 7-Eleven. Is their philosophy is a pack stolen today is a carton sold tomorrow.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe how they're so entrenched with World War II. Let's see. If you want a slingshot, I hope your dad teaches you how to make one instead of buying one. I hope you learn to dig in the dirt and read books. Tell us about your book reading experience.
I belong to the Book of the Month Club.
And then how they deliver it to your mailbox?
Yeah.
And how'd you get the book?
And I get the mail in the mail.
But you had to beat your mother, right?
Yeah, I put the book underneath the bed.
Yeah, but your mother came home from work. By that time, you're already at the mailbox.
Yeah.
And then you'd hide the book, right?
I put it on
Why would your mother didn't want you to read?
Because it cost too much money.
I see. Wouldn't a mother today love their son to get 2 or 3 books a week for the Book of the Month Club? Now, if you had to hide your book under the bed, my next question is, where the hell would you read the book?
In the garage.
Oh my God. So you had to go to the garage,
Yeah.
middle of winter or hot summer?
Yeah.
Holy God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's see where I was here. May you skin your knee climbing a mountain and burn your hand on a stove and stick your tongue on a frozen flagpole. Now this is probably one of the most important things we read today, coming up right now. I don't care if you try a beer once, but I hope you don't like it. And if your friend offers you a dope or a joint, very important, I hope you realize he is not your friend. He's not your friend, he's an evil bastard. I hope you make time to sit on the porch with your grandma and grandpa and go fishing with your uncle. May you feel great sorrow at a funeral and joy during the holidays. I hope your mother punishes you when you throw a baseball through your neighbor's window, and that she hugs and kisses you at Christmas time when you give her a plaster mold of your hand. These are the things Mr. Jeckovich wished for you. Tough times and disappointment, hard work and happiness. To me, it's the only way to appreciate life. Now that's wonderful. What do we have, a minute count here?
20 seconds.
So you had a good day.
Yeah.
We're almost 20 seconds out of this studio. They're going to come in and evict us until tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you had a good day. You're feeling good today, right?
Oh, yeah, it was a good day. The day before yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, you're looking well. knocking on the door of 100.
Yeah.
Doing good.
All right, we'll pick it up